Good morning. Today's video will be something a little bit different. So we are doing the York Cat Trail because it is Yorkshire Day, or it will be when this video goes online. But I am here, it's even before the museum gardens are open. It is very early on the morning because there's hardly anybody about. It's easier to get down all the streets of York when there's hardly any tourists. The city relies on tourists, so that's what we're doing. But there are many black cats around York, part of the lucky cats. And businesses put these on their buildings for good luck, essentially. Good luck for their business, good luck for their family, and to ward off evil spirits. It's York, of course it is. So on this cat trail, you can pick this up at the York Lucky Cat Shop. Of course, because it's early, that is usually where the trail starts, but because it's early, it ain't open. So we're going to be starting at cat number 3. So we have the little trail with all the clues where they are. So let's get searching. And I'm probably going to talk a little about York if we see anything. It's going to be a tourist thing. So the clue for cat number 3 is turn right on the shop, walk to Lendal, cross the road, look across the road from near the entrance to the museum gardens. Can you see the cat called Chambers? So there is the museum gardens. Not open yet because it's not 9 o'clock. I think it's about 7. So right across from there is an accountancy office, which is here, called Club Chambers. And up at the top, there is our first lucky cat, nicely watching over. All the way across, museum gardens over there, lucky cat just over here. So the next one is follow Museum Street, which is that way. Towards the Minster, turn onto High Petergate and first right and Stonegate. So we're going to the Minster. Let's go. Quite like coming into York this early because there is absolutely nobody about. Oh look, can't really know whether it's a crow or a raven, but good morning. We even have topiary animals. What for? There is a wild adventure for kids, so I'm assuming there's going to be some more of them around. So there's that one. There's a lion. The only thing I know about topiary animals is from The Shining. We have... There really is some beautiful architecture in York. Hope I don't get pooped on. But look at that. Of course, you can't just walk past this, can you? It is one of the main reasons I love this city. It's gorgeous. Make sure there's no cars. There's a car. Usually you'd see the bar wall down there, but they're doing something to it. Now the Minster Gardens usually are open. We might come back when it is, but like I said, this is early. And just look at that. So beautiful. And right there in the stained glass, you've got the heart of Yorkshire. Right there. So gorgeous. And even down here, we've got a map of the city. Wonderful. Alright, so we are going toward... We've been at the Minster. It's pretty hard to miss. And then we follow Museum Street towards the Minster, which we've just done. Turn right onto High Petergate and then first right on Stonegate. Look above the doorways on the left-hand side and you will see Gordon the pirate cat. So this is high P to get, because technically the Minster is St. Peter's, and that is Guy Fawkes in, where supposedly Guy Fawkes was born. So we get to here, there is the Minster, and this is Stonegate, as it says up there. So we are looking for a doorway on the left hand side with a cat up here somewhere. Now, although I am reading off a clue sheet, you do get a map on the other side. The odd star. Ah, bingo. So there we have cat number 4 for a little pirate cat. Just where this big window is. Just before you get to the odd starring sign, which has been there since 1644, I might add. And this building is fantastic architecture. I'm not an architect, but I can tell that it's pretty. I love that hanging in the doorway. There's no in there right now, but 1682. Good morning. But yeah, that is where the pirate cat is, and that one is called Gordon and was put up for one of the winners of a competition. Next one is cat number 5. Retrace your steps and continue passing through Minster Gates, turning right when you see the Minster, keep walking along the front, find Gudrun Gate and turn right. Make sure you look up. So we are going back down there. And there is never not scaffolding on the Minster. They are always doing something to it. Because, as the urban legend goes, if they ever stop working on it, they have to give it back to the Catholic Church. And it'll cease to belong to the Church of England. But I really doubt it at this point. Usually you can see the rosary window up there. Yeah, that is our Roman column. Yeah, this is our Roman column. One of the many Roman columns that you can find around York. So nice. And it is just opposite here. And there you have the statue of the only Roman emperor to be crowned. I'll go with crowned. They go with proclaimed, but the only one to be crowned in York. Yeah, the flower's pretty. Now, the instructions say to go through the Minster Gates, which is that there. But walking around there is a bit boring. So we are going to go around this way, where you get to see more fabulous architecture and the actual stonemason's yard for the Minster. Here is where they make and I would say like refurbish, if that's the correct word, all the gargoyles, stone, lanterns that go on the cathedral. I can get that to focus, not on the fence. Ooh. And to carve something from nothing. And I'm going to keep saying it, but there is absolutely nobody about, and I love it. All the old architecture. I think I woke a pigeon up. So we are walking along the Queen's Path. Yeah, the red building looks like it could do with a lick of paint though. And here we are at the front of the Minster. Beautiful. These are all the old college houses. But we are on the hunt for black cats. And St. William's College, founded 1461. Rich and well connected. Certainly not me, but I mean, look at this. Gorgeous. So we are looking for another black cat. Black cat number 5. We've been in front of the Minster. Pretty hard to miss it. And we are heading in that direction. Look at this. With all the higgledy-piggledy lines, that has got to be Tudor. You know, these wooden beams are older than America. Weird when you think about it like that. So that is where you would come out if you went through the boring gates. I do prefer to walk in front of the Minster, and that's where you come out over there. And if you weren't sure where you are, it says York. Anyway, let's continue our search. So we are back looking for cat number 5. We have been at the front of the Minster. It says, I hope you can hear me over the binman. Retrace your steps, continue passing through the Minster gate, and keep turning right when you see the Minster. Keep walking in front of the Minster. Find Gudrum Gate, turn right, make sure you look up. And make sure you look at the road as well. Right, so this is Gudrum Gate. We are looking for cats. So the clue is it's not a meat eater. So just next door to the Cross Keys pub, you will find a vegetarian cafe. And above there is cat number 5. So cat number 6 is continue along Gudrum Gate, keep looking right to find a climbing cat. So there was the Cross Keys pub. Here we have a likely suspect. The Cat's Whiskers Cat Cafe. Did not even realise that was down here. But above the door, on the wall, that is our first climbing cat. Make sure there's nothing coming. Don't want to get run over. But there we have our first climbing cat. So, cat number 7 is continue further along Gudrum Gate to find the gate, hopefully open to Holy Trinity Church. Didn't know there was a church down here. Look around the church grounds, you'll find the memorial to the now dead York Minster cat called Gerald. Beware of church opening hours. Now, I've already had a look, and the actual church doesn't open until 11 o'clock. But we are going to look for the opening anyway. And we will come back to it. I would have recorded down there where we were, but York is just waking up, so there are lots of delivery wagons about. You can see the van in the background over there. So it's easier to do it over here. We would continue further over Gudrum Gate. That is where we've just been. And we come here to King Square. We will go back to the Holy Trinity Church, It does open at 11. To left to King's Square, left again onto St Andrew's Gate. We are here in King's Square. The Minster is just over there. And this is King's Square, where you can find the chocolate story, because York is full of chocolate. And we are going down there. Now, if you're coming to York early, just be careful of the vehicles. Usually it is pedestrianised. But we are going down here. Now, the clue for this one, because I didn't actually know the street existed. I've lived in York all my life, and most of it I don't know exists. So, the clue for this is you will find an unusual house with a number half and unusual half the size of a cat too. Well, that doesn't make much sense. Look for a kitten. Try not to step in bird crap. Geese rule this city. It's not the council, the geese rule. If you've been to York, you'll know what I mean. But we are looking for an old house. So you'd think it would be near where some of this old architecture is. But there isn't something that says like a house. And it's got some line up there. We're looking for an unusual house. Now I am going to keep the video down a bit, and I am whispering, or at least being quiet, because people do actually live down here. We have a nice little church. I wonder if the cat's around the church. According to the map it isn't. According to the map we've come too far. I didn't see an old house. To be nice and quiet. I don't want to wake anybody up. Right, so we will go back. Found it. Right back where we were as well. So we am going to be careful because people do live around here. So there is King's Square. Here are bollards, and that is how far we went down. Too far is where we went down. So we're looking for a half. Now it's somebody's house, so I'm going to be careful, which is there. And on the side of that building is a kitten. I'm going to zoom in, but that is the kitten. And just across from it on the balcony is another cat watching it. So that is cat number 8 and cat number 9. So let's go find cat number 10. So the clue for cat number 10 is retrace your steps back to King's Square, turn left and look up. Clue, TikTok. Tell you what, I'm getting my steps in today. So that was cat number 10. I didn't talk much in front of it because there's a few guys having coffee. I didn't want to interrupt the morning. So that is the last drop in. They have removed the sign that had the hanged man and the cart on it, which I'll insert a picture here if I can find it online. But that was the last place that somebody could have a drink before they were hung further down there, or beheaded for a bloodthirsty lot in York. So that was cat number 10, up near that clock. Cat number 11, keep walking along Collier Gate, another few steps to find another unusual black cat. Two-dimensional, not far to go from where we are. So our cat and clock are up there, last drop in. And then just above Barnett's, that's where you've got your two-dimensional black cat. So you don't have to go to the end of the road. It is just up top. So then clue number, that was 11. Clue number 12 is walk back again to King's Square. Look at the roof line around to spot a cat chasing a pigeon. So here we are back again at King's Square. Now usually there's loads of performers around here. This place is packed. But right now it's just full of vehicles. So we are going to be looking at the roof line. To spot a cat chasing a pigeon. Now there's a pigeon, but I think it's a real one. Because there's the cat with the clock. Bingo. Don't know whether you can see that, but we'll go find it because it is just up there. It was behind me the whole time. So just above the Duke of York pub. Up on the roof, hidden with the trees, is there. I don't think there's a pigeon. The cat on the roof. Up there. So there's King Square. Down here is Shambles. And as you can see, it is full already, and it's probably only 8 o'clock. So let's have a wander down. So as you can see behind me, the Shambles is very, very busy, even at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that is because of the ghost merchant, which is just behind me over there, where they sell little ghosts, and they went viral a few years ago, and people, I wouldn't say they camp out, but it is only 8 o'clock, and I thought I would be one of the only people around this early on a morning. But the Shambles, other than that area, is very, very quiet. We are looking for a cat. Now, I don't know where the original shop was, so we will keep looking. Now, I doubt, I was going to say that they would be on the old buildings, but some of these are listed and you can't really make any changes to them. So I doubt you can hang a lucky cat on them. So it's got to be further down here somewhere. So that must be where the original shop was. It's got a really nice front on it. But above is another climbing cat. So that must be the original shop, which now looks to be selling like incense and things. But there is our climbing cat. So for cat 14, it says look opposite, slightly left, spot another Shambles cat with a spiral body. Opposite Lucky. So up there is Lucky. So opposite, bingo, above the Edinburgh Woolen Mill, up there in the window is the spiral cat. So like I said, the Shambles is quite empty on a morning, apart from being down there. So that was cat 13 and 14. So that was 13 and 14. So cat 15 is continue down to the bottom of the Shambles, look across the road for a frightening ghostly feline going through the wall of the most haunted York pub. Clue, look for a sheep. There is the most beautiful Christmas shop called the Nutcracker. Christmas all year round. Society of Alchemists. Now down here, near the bottom of the Shambles, now you see it has quite a strange path, and that is because it still has the cart track. And if it wasn't so busy up there, most of the shops still have the butcher's hooks, which we'll come back to probably later. But down here at the bottom are shops that are Harry Potter themed. Let's see, look at where you can find lots of merch. Not that she wrote it down here, but it's a legend that or an urban legend, that the Shambles was the inspiration for Diagon Alley, which I think belongs to Edinburgh. York can't claim that. But that is another entrance into Shambles Market. Probably going to go for something to eat, a breakfast. So at the end of the Shambles, you have this lovely Tudor building over here, and the little pub for the most haunted in York, which is the Golden Fleece. So we're going to have a look a bit closer for this cat. So we're not going to stand in the middle of the road for this one, because it is an active one, but there is our Tudor building. Here is our most haunted pub, and up there is our ghostly white cat just coming out of the wall. So then, for cat 16, we have to go down Fossgate, which is down here. So there is, behind me is where we've been, and Fossgate is where we're going, down here. Now, according to the map, We have to go over the river. I think yeah, that used to be a theatre or a movie or a cinema. So we have walked quite a way, which is why I didn't record the whole thing. We came from up there and we are looking for cat number 16. Find a black gate to another haunted pub. Cat statue is in the backyard. The other lucky cat, number 16, is in that yard. And because we're early, we can't actually find it, which I knew coming here. But we'll move on to the next one. We're back on Warmgate, which is this street here. We will find another black cat sitting on a windowsill. So there is our gate. There is the chopping block, literally, with a horse's head and a cat sitting right there. Now that cat number 17, it says turn back on Warmgate. Opposite you'll find another cat. Oh, that's that one. Never mind. Cat 18 is a few further steps. You'll find twin brother of the cat from the opposite side of the road. Look above the restaurant doorway. Now that is above a restaurant door, but that's with the horse's head. So we'll have a look down the road, see if we can find it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got them mixed up. So that is above a restaurant doorway. It might used to have been a restaurant, but that is where we have another cat. So that was our two cats, and cat 19 is retrace your steps along Warmgate, turning left onto Merchant Gate, right onto Piccadilly, and then left again to Coppergate. And above the window to yet another haunted pub. Every pub in York is haunted. So we're going to go for the map with this one. How far away is it? All the way down there, see? We're going to walk. So here we have the Merchant Adventurers Hall. And the river. So coming up, the road we've just come up, you get that wonderfully piece of architecture up there. Another church. And this is Coppergate. And we're looking for a haunted pub. Another one. It's so peaceful when there's nobody about, but there is starting to be people. Too peoply in this city. But I wasn't getting up at sunrise to come vlogging on a Saturday. And down there is Coppergate with all its pretty umbrellas. But we are looking further down here for cat number 19. And if there's one haunted pub on Coppergate, then it is going to be this one. With all its rather wonderful hanging baskets. But there is the sign, there's the pub name, and there is the cat. Right on the window. So cat 20, 21, 22, and 23 is down by the river. And not the river we've just passed, that was the River Foss. We are going to the River Ouse down King's Staithe. So we've got another walk. Now this is a very busy road, so be careful when you cross. That's where we've just come from. There is the Grand Opera House, York Dungeon, and the mighty gallery, as was nightclub down there underneath the clock tower. Many, many drunken nights spent in there. But we are going down King's Staithe, which is down there where them bins are. The stone roses. And all these cobbles. Honestly, I have no idea how I used to walk around York in 6-inch heels. There are cobbles everywhere. Now, I don't usually come down here. Oh, swans. It's so easily distracted. Don't usually come down here because I don't usually have a reason to. Here we are, down by the river with some swans over there. This is the King's Arms, one of the oldest pubs in York and the one that always floods. Whenever the river comes up, which you probably don't think so now, but this whole place goes underwater all the way to the nearly the top of that street. It's all underwater. Geese. Everywhere you go in York, there's geese. Nice good morning geese. So 20, 21, 22 and 23 is come down to King's Staithe, continue along the river until Friars Terrace and South Esplanade. That's not how you spell Esplanade. You'll find 2 twin white cats there, along with a black and a Siamese cat. Clue: if you are stuck, look for a black gate going nowhere. Clear as mud, but let's have a wander. So we have come down. We're going along here. So right before you get to the end, there is the bridge, there's the warehouse, and just up here, up at the top, is a Siamese cat. Just sat on the window. I'll zoom it in editing, but it is just up there. Then the other 3 are right where I'll get rid of the thing, but they're right where the black gate goes nowhere, right where the signs are for Friars Terrace and South Esplanade. Up above in that window is where you'll find the black cat, and then just next door on the windowsills is where you will find the 2 white ones, which I'll move further back so yeah, you can see better over here. The black cat in the window, and then the 2 on the windowsill just up there. And that was 20, 21, 22 and 23. So for 24, it says, retrace your route past the King's Arms pub, climb the steps, turn onto Low Ousegate. If you want to avoid the steps, retrace your route all the way. Well, we're not going to do that. Cross the road safely, as opposed to unsafely. On the middle of the bridge, look right. Far away, you will see a cat balancing on the roofline. If you do not have good eyesight, you may need a pair of binoculars or keep walking over the bridge. Look from the raised walkway on the right. Look for gaps in trees. So we're going back to the bridge. Now, Ouse Bridge is not the one that's behind me where we've just had a look at the cats. It is back towards the pub. So don't get confused and go on the wrong bridge. So here we are back towards the King's Arms. Again, how did I walk on these in heels? They're everywhere. So there's where we've just been. And in the middle of the bridge, across the river, there's Yates's. I'll zoom in editing, but just on that roof over there with the orange tiles, just behind the trees is where you can see another black cat, just on there. So that was cat number 24. So for 25 and 26, return to Low Ousegate, just after the bridge, close to Tesco's. Look up to see the 2 oldest remaining cats on the trail, dated around 1920. Others have fallen or been removed. Stolen, you'd be surprised. Just where the slug and lettuce is, up on the top, there's one on the windowsill and one on the wall. So for the next one is go to High Ousegate, which is just up here near the traffic lights. So just near the jewellery shop and the card factory, between Lakeland and Ryman, is a very short snickle way, and that is where we're going. Very short, very dark, very narrow. You won't catch me dead down here, down in the dark. But it says, keep looking left to spot the cat called Brooke. So we come out in here. Well, there's Brooke's cafe, so the cat's got to be around here somewhere. There we go. Right up there. And that was cat number 27. So for cat number 28, turn onto Market Street, right to Coney Street, all the way back to the Lucky Cat Shop. Clue is number 25. So let's do that. Down this way. So the clue was 25, and up there just sat on the windowsill. And that was cat 28. So we are roughly back on Coney Street, and above the 25 was the last kitty cat. Now I said we started at number 3 because we started early, which is back down there. It has taken about 2 hours. There's 25, and the Lucky Cat Shop is just in there with one cat on the window and one down there. And that's the cat trail done. So all in all, it takes about 2 hours. Oh, it took me 2 hours. So it is about 9 o'clock. So that means it is breakfast time. So I have half an hour to kill before the place that I like to go for food actually opens, because it's Saturday and it's only 9 o'clock. But this is the Minster Gardens, a lovely place right next to the Minster. And I don't know whether you can hear it on the video, but you can actually hear the organ going. It's quite nice for a nice pleasant wander. It's either a house or a hotel. I'm betting a house. Yeah, this quiet garden is just next to the Minster, where we took the first part of the video, right where the Heart of Yorkshire glass is. Come to the right and you are in the Minster Gardens. It's only a little place, but it's nice, quiet, it's pleasant, it's quite shady. To say that it is now nearly 9:30 on a Saturday morning in the school holidays, and you are right in the centre of York, in the Minster Gardens, and it is silent. And of course that ended well. But on there we do have his emblem of the boar, and I can't remember what that is. We do actually have a sign. Now the spring bulbs have flowered, we will let them die back, and the energy and nutrients of the flowers will go back into the bulb. This process also allows us to keep the grass longer too, which is great for the wildlife. Which it is. Honeybees. Love these flowers. There's loads of them on here. All having breakfast, which it keeps going blurry. And a bumblebee. So many bees, wow. And a bug hotel. Of course, it being the Minster, it's got to be better than everybody else's. Ours is only a little thing, but it is good for using scrap that you've got in your garden. See, that's an old brush, old tiles, pallets. Easy to have a bug hotel. And we've got more of these. I don't know whether it's some type of thistle, but the amount of bees that's around here, it would not surprise me if there's a hive as well. There's bumblebees, honeybees, hundreds of them. Down here, I'm bee friendly, I'll say. So many bees. Now, if I was a guessing person, I'd say being this close to the Minster, and that being one of the poshest houses around here, I'd say that's the Archbishop of York. It's a house. It's even got a well in front of it. We're going back into the garden because you can't really, well, you could cut across the grass if you wanted to, but there's a hell of a lot of flapping going on in that tree. I think they're building a nest.
The moonlight soft embrace, dark star sips with calm and grace. Wine flows like whispers, secrets told, in the night where dreams unfold. Lonely shadows dance with glee, eyes of amber, soul set free. Finds they weave a tale so grand, woven by a whispering hand. Sip the wine, embrace the night, dark stars journey shining bright. Through the trials, through the pain, love and light shall still remain. Mountains tall and rivers wide, dark stars quest a noble stride. With each drop of ruby red, stories live, no tears are shed. hope is born. In this heart no longer torn. Sip the wine, embrace the night. Dark stars journey shining bright. Through the trials, through the pain, love and light shall still remain.